Hey, good evening. Welcome out to Bill Greehey Arena in San Antonio, Texas for Battle of the Saints as the St. Edwards Hilltoppers visit the St. Mary's Lady Rattlers. Hi, everybody. Andrew Stossmeister. Good to be back with you here once again as we arrive on the final day of January ahead of the second go-around in Heartland Conference action as the St. Mary's Lady Rattlers welcome in longtime rival St. Edwards. Lady Rattlers are 13-5 on the season, currently sitting 3-3 in conference action. The Hilltoppers are 10-10. They are 2-2, a couple of spots behind Jason Martin's team. This rivalry goes back quite a ways. You look all the way back to the 1970s. The Battle of the Saints began. This is the 84th all-time meeting. St. Mary's the advantage, 58-25 coming into today's contest. Let's take a look at our starting lineups as they are introduced right now. First off for St. Ed's, J.J. Reel fresh off her 100th career coaching victory at St. Ed's on Saturday. She is 188 in now her 6th season, as Isabel Hernandez is right off of Player of the Week in the conference. My goodness, did she have herself a game. 39 against the Jets of Newman, hit 8 3-pointers in that game. That was a new school record. We'll see her as one of the guards. Christina Mason, a 5'7" freshman out of Frisco, Texas, will also give it a whirl, averaging 5 points and 3 rebounds. Miriam Wiltshire will also be out there, a transfer by way of Indiana State. Sat out last year as a transfer, played 27 games for the Redbirds, and she has really brought in a lot of experience to St. Ed's. Lexi Cunningham will also be out there, a 5'5" junior out of Austin, Texas. She's a returning starter at 8 points a game and a couple of rebounds. And Sammy Duffick, true freshman out of Flower Mound, Texas, will start in the post with the injury to 4-year starter Abby Hopper, who has missed a couple of games. For the Lady Rattlers, Jason Martin's in his 13th season. His group 13-5. They have rebounded after going through a difficult part of the season that ended a 3-game slide. Picked up wins last week over Rogers State and Arkansas. Fort Smith, they're back at home for another game today with Soteria Banks, the 5'9" sophomore guard, averaging 12 points and 4 rebounds. Kate Walla has been sensational, the senior out of Georgetown, Texas, originally by way of Texas State. We'll see Hannah Wilson, who has been nothing short of consistent down low. So many good things that we've seen from her. Crystal Thomas as well, the San Antonio native out of Roosevelt High School, will get the call. And then once again, we will get a chance to watch that 5 out there with Alexia Torres. Most folks remember Alexia, the game winner last time these two teams met at the Hilltop down in Austin. Game that included 7 ties and 12 lead changes in that basketball game. Getting a check over there on Crystal Thomas. Not sure about what is up on the top of the hair is the officials. Making sure everything is good to roll. Crystal has at least gotten that looked at and getting set to go as the crowd is ready to go for some basketball here at Bill Greehey Arena. Officials good, everybody good. Here we go. Tip and a toss ready. The St. Edwards Hilltoppers in the Royal or Navy jerseys. They are working with it right now. They go left to our right. St. Mary's in the home white jerseys and the white shorts. Rattlers this season, they've been sharp here at home this season. They play real well under Coach Jason Martin. Ball up top right now, worked around the arc. A little bit of space out there for Cunningham. Cunningham can score it, but again, trying to get the ball to Hernandez, who just gave it up. 7 on the shot clock right now to work with. Ball is freed up, and Torres has the steal away for St. Mary's. Lady Rattlers to work right to our left. Torres to the cup, dishes the ball out. Soteria Banks, left corner for 3. It's up and it's good. That's the kind of start that St. Mary's was hoping for. You look at them in the last, couple of weeks. This team plays well at home. They're 6-1. They've done good things, but the 3-point shot is starting to get away from them a little bit. They just don't seem to have what had been there for a long time, trying to get it back up and at least rolling at this point. Opening minute of action here from Bill Greehey Arena. San Antonio 3-0. St. Mary's leading in the Battle of the Saints as Hernandez, 3 balls, an air ball. Ball saved out, but into the arms of Crystal Thomas, who takes over with it for the Rattlers. 13-5 on the year for St. Mary's. Again, they came out, had some national ranking as Torres drives, kicks it out. Kate Walla, right corner for 3. It's up and out. Rebound deflected into the arms out wide of Miriam Wiltshire, the 5'11" junior, originally out of Chicago, Illinois. Up court, Christina Mason's got it, and into the arms of Hannah Wilson. That's a turnover. J.J. Reel's group has had issues with that, averaging 16 per basketball game coming in. At the 95-second mark, it is 3-0. St. Mary's gets it down low. Hannah Wilson feels her way out, fakes left, goes right. Shot is up, it is good. The native of Fredericksburg with her first 2 of the game. Hannah continues to be a great post player as she grows in year number 2 under Coach Jason Martins and company. 5-0 start for St. Mary's. 2 minutes gone by in this one. Hernandez with it, left corner, dishes it all the way around off a screen. Is Cunningham for 3. Shot is no good. Kate Wallow has the rebound for the Lady Rattlers of St. Mary's. St. Mary's won the opening game in this set a couple of weeks ago, it feels like, as Torres misses off balance to her right. Rebound away to Hernandez. And up court quickly to Christina Mason at the 7:44 mark of the opening quarter. 5-0. St. Mary's leading here at home. They've been virtually unbeatable here as that 3 is off from Mason. Offensive rebound. Good hustle by Sammy Duffick, the freshman, to chase it down. Cunningham to work. Left to our right in the Navy jersey, and a foul is called before the drive and kick. So Terry Banks in the area code, and the foul is called on her. Lady Rattlers averaging 63 points a game this season, but giving up 62. Numbers have kind of come back a little bit closer as the season has progressed. Final day of January today, getting that second time around against everybody else is the hard drive by Cunningham off balance. Didn't make contact with anybody. Missed the shot. St. Mary's takes over with it. Soteria Banks has a screen, loses the dribble, gathers it back in, looking for a teammate as she squares up, finds herself with a clean look at it, doesn't get it to go, chases down her own rebound, and a new set to work with for Coach Jason Martin. You know, he has been hollering at the girls, of course, as you expect in the rivalry game. Everybody's up and feeling it here early. Banks off a screen from Thomas. That's a moving screen, an illegal one, and that will yield the first turnover of the game for St. Mary's. They are fresh off of back-to-back victories here at home. They beat Rogers State by 5, and then Fort Smith able to come up with a 17-point victory in that game. Kind of restore a little bit of the confidence. You know, St. Mary's jumped out quick, top 25. You know, had one loss for a long time. The win over Central Missouri, that was all fun and good in non-league play, but conference action has been less than easy to say the least. Entry pass inside the lane. Duffick's got it. Turnaround two is good with 6:40 to play, and it's 5-2. First points of the game for St. Ed's. The Hilltoppers are 10-10. They got out to a fast start this season. They have really slowed down, though. They've run into conference foes, lost some close games as Thomas elbow right fires. Jumper no good. Rebound inside the lane. Miriam Wilcher's got it for St. Ed's. The Hilltoppers 2-2 in conference play. They go left to our right. Inside the lane, Hernandez, the player of the week, tries to find it down low, working it into Duffick, the freshman who goes up on Caitlin Wallow and scores. And St. Ed's has back-to-back buckets with 6:05 to play in the opening quarter. St. Ed's missed their first 4 shots. They've hit 2 straight. Opposite of that for St. Mary's. They come up with hits in 2 of their first 3. They've missed their last 3 shots. Wallace stutter step inside the lane. Extra pass to a wide open cutter. That's Crystal Thomas who shoots and scores for St. Mary's. 7-4 here with 5:45 to play in the opening frame. St. Mary's, good confidence here early on. Missed some shots, but you can tell dialed in. Happy to be back on their home court, and they realize, you know, as Coach Martins, we talked to him before the game, he said, we've got to get to a point and turn it on as that drive is up and in. Bailey Hill off the bench just checked in with a good clean drive. The third-year starter out of San Marcos, Texas, makes it a 1-point game, 7-6. Both teams with the offense here early on. Tightly contested as expected. Wilson, handoff to Kate Waller. Caitlin with it right now, trying to create her own shot. Step back, 3 on the left wing is up and it's good. Caitlin Waller connects for the 55th time as a St. Mary's Rattler, and it's 10-6. The Lady Rattlers open 2 of 3 from behind the arc. A lot of energy here in the building in this early going. St. Ed's with it, working with their bench. Farron Sutton has come in as Hernandez drives, and before Sutton enters inside the lane, foul is called on the Lady Rattlers as we reach our first media timeout. 4:52 to play in the opening quarter. St. Mary's 10, St. Ed's 6 in Battle of the Saints. We'll take a timeout. This is St. Mary's Lady Rattler basketball. Megan Buddy and Anna Meyer Court here in San Antonio, Texas at Bill Griehe Arena. Andrew Stossmeister on behalf of our entire crew. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight for Battle of the Saints. Both teams have early offense. It's 10-6. Today's game is presented by Raising Cane's, the official chicken finger of Rattler Athletics. Treat yourself after the game by heading to the restaurant located at 7020 Bandera Road in the Leon Valley. Out of the timeout, Crystal Thomas, Caitlin Wallach. First minutes of the game for Elijah Porter, who is back out, has slowly worked her way back in as she gets some time right now, along with Hannah Wilson, who is on the deck running around along with Maya Culliver in her first minutes tonight. Hernandez with it for SEU, looking for a quick handoff. Bailey Hill fires, hand to the face, jumpers up, no good, and Elijah Porter has the rebound for St. Mary's. Burst of speed down court. She puts the brakes on and finds Culliver. Again, Elijah did not play in the game first time around back at the beginning of January. A buzzer beater victory for St. Mary's. Culliver inside the lane, and that's 3 seconds. It's a turnover. It's traveling, whatever you want to call it, as St. Mary's gives it up for the second time here in the game's first 5 minutes and 39 seconds. As J.J. Real on the bench pointing out instructions on her side. We talk about that first matchup that included 7 ties, 12 lead changes. Of course, the buzzer beater, but that was a close game. St. Mary's had the lead at 2 at halftime, but going into the fourth quarter, St. Ed's had restored the advantage before it went back and forth before watching a game winner from Alexia Torres in the final seconds. Here's Hernandez, first shot of the game, three-pointer no good, rebound deflected into the arms of Elijah Porter, a third-year starter right out of Roosevelt High School here in San Antonio. She's got it for St. Mary's. Rattlers working half-court left inside to Wallach, cut off, back out to Elijah. Picked up well out there on the perimeter by Bailey Hill. She's not afraid to go out there and guard, to say the least, as Thomas fires an 18-footer, left it short, rebounder Isabel Hernandez for St. Ed's. Toppers at 10-10, St. Mary's 13-5. Both teams sitting at 500 in league play so far, as the pivot foot never established by Gabriela Vasquez, the freshman out of Kyle, Texas. She travels with it and turns it over. St. Ed's with 3 turnovers here in the first 6 minutes plus. 2 substitutions as Wilson and Crystal Thomas go out into the game. Audrey Wanji will get out there for St. Mary's. And then going small, Meredith Markham, a guard, will check in for the Lady Rattlers. 3:20 to play here in quarter number 1 as Elijah Porter down the lane, shifts hands with her left hand, finishes for 2 points. There's that burst of speed that Elijah did not have in her first week back. She has reestablished that. As St. Ed's back-to-back turnovers, that time Bailey Hill the guilty party of it, and J.J. Real knows she likes the aggressiveness, but at the same time, she knows that's one of her team's weaknesses. They're trying to find a way to work through. With 3:09 to play here in quarter number 1, it's 12-6. St. Mary's in front. They have not surrendered the lead yet. They have led by as many as 6. Inside, underneath, shot is up and no good, but a foul. Audrey Wanji, good move, working over her right shoulder. And you can just tell here today, watching Jason Martin's team in the last couple of weeks, I don't want to say they've coasted, it hasn't been anything like that, but they've definitely succumbed to the January grind, if you will. And there's a lot more focus here early on in this one, as Wanji at the line for 2 free throws. First toss is up, and the iron is kind as the first one drops through. St. Mary's by 7. Wanji's 27 now, 34 on the year. One of the highest on the team, only second to Caitlin Wallach. Wanji, the Houston product, makes both free throws. 14-6. 6 different players for Jason Martin's Lady Rattlers have scored. 2:54 to play. It's 14-6. St. Ed's with it right now in the Navy jerseys. They work it up high. Their leading scorer, Isabel Hernandez, on the bench right now, getting her first rest of the game. Bailey Hill with it, fires a 3. The shot is up and is out. Rebound, Audrey Wanji has it for St. Mary's. Last time in this game, St. Ed's hit 10 threes, but couldn't quite come up with the game. St. Mary's really didn't play to the way that they had been most of the year. Still found a way to get it down on the road as Elijah Porter rises up from 16 feet away, straight on and knocks it down. 10-point game. And a 9-0 run, Crows, for St. Mary's in the last 3 minutes and 6 seconds. 2:15 to play here in the opening quarter. Up top, working it around. Abigail White getting some moments right here for St. Ed's with it. Crossover not available for Vasquez, and a foul called before the entry. It is a hand-checking foul on St. Mary's, their 14th foul. Foul is whistled on freshman Meredith Markham out of Corpus, who picks up that foul as Hannah Wilson will sub in. Caitlin Walla will get her first rest of the game. Kate leading, or at the top of the conference, I should say, with minutes per game, as Coach Martin's still trying to holler out instruction. Jim a little bit louder here today for this rivalry game. Off drive, up top, Bailey Hill kicks it to the left corner. Three-pointers up. It is short rebound through the hands of Wilson as she gets knocked over. Ball squirts out, and Maya Culliver grabs it for the Lady Rattlers. Good teamwork out there on the perimeter. On a deflection, officials so far letting him go. Porter back out up top. Hannah Wilson doesn't want that shot. She'll give it back to Arisia to reset the offense. Now Culliver with it. Here comes Wandry with the screen. Maya doesn't take it. Instead, she has a free take to the cup. Laid it up, left it short. Rebound away underneath Sammy Duffig. The freshman's got it for St. Ed's. Up court to Bailey Hill. Working on the Rattler logo here at Bill Greehey Arena in San Antonio. Thanks so much for joining us tonight for Battle of the Saints. Around the arc to the right side. Hill with it. Looking for the lob inside. Duffig establishes position and stripped away by Culliver. Turnover number 5 on the visitors out of Austin. Maya Culliver to the cup. Raises up from 15 instead and knocks it down. St. Mary's on a 14-2 run. They've taken 11 in a row over the last 4.5 minutes. They've made 3 of their last 4 shots, and they have got it working with a minute to play in the opening frame. It's 18-6 as that drive is up, partially blocked, regathered in underneath by Duffig. Her shot won't go, and Wanji pulls back the loose ball for St. Mary's. A lot of energy for the home ball club here early on. Arisia Porter with it off a screen. Crosses over to the foul line. Looks, waits for the entry underneath the Wanji inside the lane. Turnaround try is up. It is good. Count it. Whistle on a foul. And one more chance coming at the foul line for Andre Wanji. Did a good job not hanging inside the lane for too long, as she will head to the line for one more. Wanji with 4. Couple of rebounds to go along with it, as the sophomore of Clear Springs High School in Houston ready for the bonus. St. Mary's with 13 in a row. It stays there. St. Ed's the rebound. Vasquez has it for the Hilltoppers. 2-2 in conference play. This is one of the 2 games in action here tonight. We'll take a look at standings as the evening presents itself. Ball deflected inside, and Porter, good move inside to take the ball away. Up court with a burst of speed, drops it off to Culliver. Doesn't have what she likes. The shot clock is off, and St. Mary's will settle for the last shot as Coach Martins is dialed in a play for this one. 20-6 start for St. Mary's. Handoff up to Arisia Porter, back to Wilson. 6 seconds. Culliver, 5 seconds. Maya with it, pulls up inside the right wing for 2. Long shot at the backboard, no good. Rebound to Vasquez as the opening quarter expires. St. Mary's falls even a couple of times early. They go on a 13-0 run over the last 5 minutes and 30 seconds to close out the opening quarter. St. Mary's 20 at the end of the first quarter, 6 for the St. Edwards Hilltoppers. Will take a timeout. This is St. Mary's Lady Basketball. End of one quarter here at Bill Greehey Arena, Bud and Anna Meyer courts. It is 20-6. St. Mary's with a 15-0 run. Well, it becomes a 15-2 run when you put it together officially. Actually, I'm sorry, it's a 13-0 run with a 15-2 over the 6 minutes and 11 seconds that passed on by. Hey, fans, don't forget, stop by one of the 5 conveniently located Jason's Deli restaurants for a fresh, affordable meal anytime. Don't forget about the free ice cream. Also, Jason's Deli is happy to fulfill any and all catering needs. Get there as little as same-day notice. Jason's Deli, the official sandwich of St. Mary's Athletics. Andrew Stossmeister, along with our entire entire staff here today for Battle of the Saints. The Lady Rattlers with a good start in this one. Alexia Torres, Crystal Thomas, Kate Walla, Meredith Markham, and Hannah Wilson on the deck in the white jerseys. They will have a chance to take on a little bit of zone. Going to try to take away the inside, it looks like, for JJ Reel's group this time. JJ's had a hard time winning in this series as the jumper to Thomas is up and in. Good ball movement around. A little bit of a box and one, if you will, that time. They kind of got in the way that time. Up top of Thomas, she split right through it anyway. Up high right now, Miriam Wilcher's got it. Wurtzler trying to deflect, and that ball goes out of bounds. Caitlin Walla with active hands. You talk about this series, well known going back to the late 70s on the women's side. But for Jason Martins, he's perfect at home. He's never lost. He's won all 12 games here. They've all been a number of close ones, a couple of overtime games. You know, he kind of joked on that with me. He said, hey, I'm looking, Andrew, I want to keep my streaks going next week, and I want to find a way to break one in Lubbock. Lubbock never gives up wins at home. I think they've got a 60-plus game win streak now. That's where St. Mary's is at as the shot clock expires. Shot is no good. Crystal Thomas has the rebound for St. Mary's. Lady Rattlers trying to break a string in league where they sit 3-3, a program that certainly believes they can win this conference championship come March. Markham off a handoff, drives hard to the cup, laid it up, missed it. Wilson's got the rebound. She tries to gather it in around her ankles. Turnaround, two is up, and that is good. That was impressive by Hannah Wilson, her second bucket of the game, to go along with now a pair of rebounds. With 8:40 to play, it's 24-6. Drive off the edge. St. Ed's can't get it to go as Markham falling out of bounds finds Alexia Torres with it. Torres to midcourt behind the back, showing off the ball skills. St. Ed's, no points in 7 minutes. As Torres awaits, now looking back to her cut as Walla runs into traffic. Walla with it on the right block, jumps, fires, shot is no good. Rebound to St. Mary's, and Hannah Wilson's going to be called for a reach-in foul. Team foul number 1 here on St. Mary's in this second quarter with 8:17 to play. Against St. Mary's, their run has now ballooned to 17 in a row. St. Ed's got to get a bucket. Turn the ball over 6 times. They're just 3 of 15, while the other side, St. Mary's at home, 10 for 19. Shooting the ball well. Hernandez trying to create her own shot. She's well guarded out there by Crystal Thomas. Off left side on the drive. Abigail White traveling. Turnover. Number 6 on SEU. You talk about the Heartland Conference, some of the standings as they sit. Lubbock is still unbeaten. They're 6-0. Newman is 3-2. And then you got the next 3 teams all with 3 losses. Fort Smith has 4 wins, though. St. Mary's 3-3. Oklahoma Christian 3-3. And, you know, it's kind of interesting coming in. You know, the conference has been really all over the place, minus Lubbock so far. But St. Ed's absolutely just took it to Oklahoma Christian, and they dumped the Newman Jets earlier this year by double digits. St. Mary's lost to both those teams big. They lost badly to Oklahoma Christian, their worst loss of the season. Meredith Markham wide open in the left corner, and before she drains the 3, she moved her pivot foot, never established it. That is turnover number 3 on St. Mary's. They give it up with 7:36 to play here in the second quarter. It's 24-6 again. A 17-0 run over 8 minutes right now for St. Mary's. The Hilltoppers, while they have scored it a lot, they're in a dry spell right now. They could use a hoop. Attacking half court right inside the lane. Wilcher drives, lays it up with the right hand. She got it a little bit underneath it, missed the shot. Nobody grabbed it. Therefore, St. Mary's will take over. The Lady Rattlers averaging 63 points per basketball game. As Elijah Porter checks back in, Markham goes out. Hannah Wilson also goes out. Audrey Wanji comes back in. It's been a balanced effect for the St. Mary's Lady Rattlers as 7 different players have scored and 4 different players have 4 points each. Rollin Banks sitting even at 3. That's the monster that Coach Martins has seen many times. We saw it earlier this year, most notably against Central Missouri. But for St. Mary's, if they get 3 and 4 options going, they are dangerous. Inside the lane, Wanji hard to the cup, shot won't go. Rebound deflected. Audrey Wanji picks it back out. Crystal Thomas back out, and a new set to work with. Walla, right corner, hand in the face for 3, and it's good. Caitlin Walla connects again. She's got 56 triples. She's 1 more away to move into 4th place all-time on the single-season school record list. Currently in 5th place right now. Attack for Wilchem at the other end. It will not go. SEU has missed their last 10 shots. 6.5 to go in the second quarter. It's 27-6. Arijah Porter with it, pointing out directions for Crystal Thomas, who gets the ball back out to Arijah. Looking for the handoff up top. Torres waiting for Thomas off a ball screen. Denied, coming across the floor out to Porter. Head down, burst of speed to the baseline, runs out of real estate, turns around, ball skipped. It was deflected, stays alive as Walla cuts. Hard to the hole, shot is up, it is no good, and a rebound away to Isabel Hernandez, the senior out of Rome. Down court, St. Ed's trying to look. They can't even get set up for that fast break. You can tell they're just out of sorts a little bit as Hernandez from the left wing can't get it to go on a difficult jumper. Scoreless streak now past 9.5 minutes for St. Ed's. The lead at 21 points. The run is 20 in a row. Torres behind the back, runs down the lane, stops her dribble, throws it back out. Porter is there, and that is a travel call, says the FAR official. With 5:41 left, as St. Ed's will sub. Lexi Cunningham comes out. Bailey Hill in her place. Third-year starter for the Hilltoppers. Again, St. Ed's picked to finish 6th in the preseason. Again, a team that's been up and down. They've played some close games. 3 of their last 4 decided by 10 points. They've won 1 of those games. Picked up a win on Saturday. And are out to getting here at home over the Jets of Newman, 84-56. That's a team that beat St. Mary's as we get a kick ball with 10 seconds. 5:21 to go, and you can see it, Coach Martins today. He's carried himself a lot differently than we've seen him in the last 2 weeks. And, you know, again, this game is so challenging in the month of January. You know it's the longest portion of the year. Ball fake, kicks around over to Wilcher. Driving inside to the elbow. Back out to Hernandez for 3. Shot rims up and out. Rebound, Crystal Thomas. As Thomas grabs her 4th board of the game. Tied for the team lead. 27-6. SEU has missed a whole quarter without scoring now. 10.5 minutes. Alexia Torres with it on the NCAA logo. Pivots around out to Wanji. Handoff back to Alexia. Overload right. Dump down inside. Crystal Thomas has got it. Thomas tried to post up and never established the pivot foot with 4:47 to play in the first half. 27-6. St. Mary's, but SEU, they haven't scored in 11 minutes. They are 1 for their last 13. 27-6 our score. We'll take a timeout. This is Lady Rattler basketball. .47 to play in the opening half. St. Mary's 27, St. Ed's 6. The SEU Hilltoppers, a tough go shooting the ball so far. They are 3 of 19. They have not made a 3 in 9 opportunities. St. Mary's are lighting it up. They're 11 of 22. Andrew Stossmeister with you here today. Hey, Rattler fans, don't forget you can visit RattlerGear.com for all your favorite Rattler merchandise, from jerseys, hats, t-shirts. They've got you covered. There's only one official online store for St. Mary's Athletics. That's RattlerGear.com. Out of the timeout, Maya Culver along with Soteria Banks. We'll get some minutes. Kate Walla, Crystal Thomas, Audrey Wanji, and I beg your pardon, actually, it's Arijah Porter who is out there. Again, if you're St. Mary's, you got great energy. You have very much frustrated St. Ed's. But if you're a Hilltopper fan, they've got to find a way to get the ball inside. St. Ed's has started to settle for some long jump shots, and in contrast, had a hard time getting it going. St. Ed's attacking full court right. And the Navy jerseys on the road this season, just 1 and 4. They get it inside. Hernandez misses point-blank range, gets her own rebound, leads inside, still won't get it to go. And a rebound away to Thomas for St. Mary's. 4:24 to go. Looks like there's a lid on it right now for St. Ed's as Arijah Porter called for the carry. And Arijah kind of looking back at the one official. Not real pleased about that last call. 4:17, clock will tick. St. Mary's jumped out quickly in this one. They have not looked behind. It was 20-6 at the end of the first quarter. 7 in a row here in 6 minutes. Turnaround jumper off the iron for Wilcher. Rebound deflected. Wanji says, I'll take that, thank you very much, and make her way the other direction. Porter, you can just see, it's nice to see her have that step back as she drops the basketball. See, we say something good about her, and Arija kind of just goes down and says, oops, my bad. Give her a hard time about that. Always when you're around these players, they have a smile on their face. That hasn't been the case today. Very focused attitude right now for St. Mary's. 13-5 coming in. Baseline drive, reverse layup is up. That is good for Sammy Duffick. And the streak is over. 12 minutes without scoring for St. Ed's. I mean, the run is all over as Wanji is hit and bobbled in the face by the freshman out of Flower Mound, Texas, Sammy Duffick, who absorbs her second personal foul. Team's first of this quarter. Again, fouls reset each quarter. You get 5 if you haven't seen or heard that yet. Maya Culver with an inbounds out to Kate Walla. Jumper short corner right off. And a rebound away to Miriam Wilcher, who brings in board number 2 in this game. St. Ed, see if they can find a way to build on it a little bit. Hernandez back out. Wilcher wide open, left wing, short. The ball was very flat. Wanji brings in her 5th rebound of the game. And you look at it for the Hilltoppers. Again, they live and die outside. They make 7 threes a game. Well, St. Mary's was doing that for the first half of the season. They have not done that here in the latter half, but still for St. Ed's, when they're not going in, your offensive game really has a hard time getting going. They're not real known for their post presence. Walla, nice jump stop inside the lane, though fires an air ball as Farron Sutton takes over. Hilltoppers out to the races. Down court, Bailey Hill waiting for her matchup, and look out. Airmail for that one. 2:39 to go with turnover number 8 for SCU. Lexi Cunningham is back into the game as Crystal Thomas will exit. Now Hannah Wilson back in for St. Mary's. And for the Lady Rattlers, you can just kind of tell focus is out there, but on one end, ball's not going in for one team. St. Mary's, they've only put up 7 points in this quarter after throwing up a 20 spot. Coach Martin's trying to get his team to finish here at the end of the first frame. 27-8. St. Mary's has not trailed in the game. Wallen out to Wanji. She goes to her, creates some separation, and an offensive foul. And Coach Martin's not in agreement with that one. And I'll be honest with you, I would agree with him. I thought that was just a nice, solid move and incidental contact inside the lane by Wanji, but she was on display for everybody to see. And when you have a clear out like that, everybody goes left and your player's to the right, a little bit more magnified, and that's the way it goes sometimes. Inside the lane, Farron Sutton gives it up. Hernandez works weak side left, runs in. That's too many steps, kicks it back out for 3. Air ball. Offensive rebound, though, by the 6-footer Duffick. New chance to work for Cunningham. Will it go? No, it won't. 0 for 11 from downtown. Wanji has another rebound. Andre Wanji, how about her off the bench? 4 points and 6 rebounds. Got to the foul line a couple of times. $1:54 to play in the first half. Culver cut off on the baseline, gets hit, turns to her right, throws up an air ball, and Hernandez has the rebound. Coach Jason Martin's not happy. He wants a call on that end. Needs to have some people cutting across as both teams are really having issues. Looks like a hot potato moving around out there as we get a 3-second call inside the lane, it looks like, on SCU. You get fireworks from these two teams in the first 6 minutes. Everything was happening, 6 points, it's 10-6. Looked like we'd have that at that first media stoppage, but since the media stoppage, St. Mary's didn't score for 12 minutes. And the Lady Rattlers threw up 20 in the process. 27-8 with 95 seconds to play here in the first half. Arija across midcourt. Here comes the trap. Porter keeping the dribble alive. A fantastic dribbler. Kicks the ball out. Maya Culver with it in the right corner. Plenty of time for the spacing to get wide. Crystal Thomas, head down drive. Crystal Thomas looking like a leg's given out on her. Out to Wanji, out to Porter, and Arija travels with it. So after a pretty clean first quarter, St. Mary's has given it up 6 times. That's now 8. Now make it 9 for the half. With 1:10 to play. St. Ed's with it right now. Hilltoppers just trying to get to the locker room. Reset. Zip for 12 from downtown so far. Drive off to the baseline. Pivoting around the corner that time. Layup 2 for Bailey Hill. Won't go. Rebound by Wilson inside the lane. Hannah's done her job down there. Boards cleaned up by St. Mary's. They are +7 right now as Arija Porter for 3 scores. and restores a 22-point advantage for St. Mary's. Arija with a team-high 7 here in this first half. 40 seconds to play. Out around the arc, ball worked its way around. Held out there off a stop. Cunningham pulls to the foul line, 16 feet away, misses it straight on. A lot of shots for St. Ed's. They are flat. They look like darts going up there. They need more arc on their shot. Inside the lane, nice take that time and finish. Abby White, senior out of Spring, Texas, gets the second bucket of the quarter for St. Ed's. Shot clock is off, 15 seconds to go. Arija Porter looking for instructions. 13th year head coach Jason Martin's screaming at the top of his lungs out there to Arija. Down the lane, jump stop, leans in, shot is up, it is blocked, but a foul is called. Cunningham and Duffick both made contact. It is a shooting foul, 2 at the line, forthcoming for Arija Porter. And, talked to Arija a lot at the end of December, last time I saw her, and even the first week of January. She said she's feeling better, it's getting there, and you can tell it's slowly beginning to come back for the talented senior. You know, you never want to see that happen to anybody, but the seniors, when they're hurt, it is felt so much more. Arija with 8. One more on the way for the native here of Roosevelt High School. Both free throws are good. Porter's got 9. The lead up to 22. 2.5 seconds left. The heave by Cunningham is off, and that's about the way the first half went for St. Ed's. They made 5 field goals in 30 tries. They did not score in a 12-minute stretch as St. Mary's trots into the locker room with a 32-10 lead. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of those first half stats, check in on the other game going on tonight in Heartland Conference action, and get you caught up. A couple people are close to breaking some scoring records. We'll get you some information about that as well. 32-10, St. Mary's leading the Battle of the Saints at halftime. This is
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish. Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors. And we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, and celebrations. Walk-Ons. It's game day with a taste of Louisiana.
Scams, corruption, cover-ups. KSAT's defenders don't just track down those at fault.
We do more. We hold them accountable.
Depend on the defenders to dig deeper, to ask the tough questions,
and to get the answers you deserve.
Was there ever a point where you started having concerns?
You are not a charitable organization.
Months of investigation.
We'll take it on.
Confronting the powerful.
We're there.
Facts matter, and San Antonio deserves the truth. Expect the defenders to hold them accountable. Before the storm rolls in, expect the KSAT Storm Chaser to be rolling out with our new mobile weather station. Expect live storm tracking from both our studio and the road.
Expect updates and warnings straight from the storm.
And on KSAT.com, expect our roof cam to be streaming live. Protect your family with a new level of local team coverage. Your weather authority, KSAT 12 and the Storm Chaser. Expect more.